Hi, welcome to this Yin Yoga for the Spine class. So today for this session, you're only going to need a bolster. So if you don't have a bolster, feel free to use the cushions from your sofa, as long as they are long and fairly firm, then that'll work for you. You can also use the cushions that you sleep on in from your bed, but you may need double to stack them up to make them high enough. So we're actually going to start on our knees today. So if this is uncomfortable for you to sit on your knees, don't be afraid to pop a cushion between your legs so that it supports your knees, your thighs. And if this is uncomfortable for your ankles, you can always roll up a blanket and put them under your ankles. If you're accustomed to this position and you want to start stretching straight away and you want to engage all your meridian lines, actually you can tuck your toes underneath and sit back on your heels so that you're stretching out the soles of your feet. So choose the one that works for you, the one that you feel like doing today. And remember, if you do have your toes tucked under, you could always untuck them at any point. We're going to start off by lengthening the spine. We're going to move it in all directions today. So bring your hands to your thighs, take a nice deep inhale, close your eyes. Lift your shoulders, exhale, roll them round and down. Bring your shoulders over your hips, your ears over your shoulders. And with every inhale, lengthen the spine, feel it lifting up towards the ceiling. Feel that space growing between each vertebra. Inhaling deeply through the nose and exhaling gently through the nose. Like a string coming out through the crown of your head, pulling you up to the sky. Bringing yourself into the present moment. If you're still sitting on your toes, gently untuck them, come back onto the flats of your feet, top of your feet. Stretch out your ankles in the opposite direction. And then exhale, roll your hips to one side, gently blink your eyes open. We're going to come into our first posture, which is caterpillar. So we're going to have both legs straight out in front of us. You may want to use your bolster for this, maybe you don't, maybe you're comfortable on its own. And we're looking for a stretch. We're not focusing so much on the legs today, but on the back. So the idea is to have your back nice and round. However, if you feel that your pelvis tilts backwards, so that as you round your spine, you're actually moving backwards rather than forwards, the general direction of movement should be towards your toes. Pop a cushion under your bum to lift your hips and to help you move forward rather than rolling back. Take a nice deep inhale, and as you exhale, round your spine, drop your head, and feel that stretch reaching down from your neck, your skull, into your back, into your hips. Maybe you're even getting a stretch in the legs. Because we're focusing on the spine today, we're not going to use props so that we can rest our forehead. We want that space between our knees and our forehead to be free, so that our body, as our spine stretches and lengthens, can move down towards the earth unhindered. Allow your arms and your hands to flop to either side. Don't try to pull yourself down or forward. Let your body do it at its own pace. Relax your feet. Your ankles can flop open.
With every inhale, feel yourself pushing against your stretch, creating space. And with every exhale, feel your body filling it as your head, your chest, gently begin to sink down towards your knees. Remember, it takes time for your body to adjust. You may notice that after the first few breaths, you can sink much further down. And every exhale bringing you those micromillimeters closer to your knees, to the floor. Coming into our last few breaths. Keep them nice and slow. Keep them nice and long. And then on your next inhale, gently lift yourself up. One vertebra at a time, rolling your spine up. Feel that wonderful release. Maybe open your chest up a bit, little counter posture. Shake your knees. And then we're going to bring our feet behind us and come into our second posture, which is going to be Sphinx pose. So remember to pay attention to the intensity that you feel in your lower back, and you can choose the height that feels most comfortable for you. So you can stay either on your stomach with your arms straight out in front, that is still a back bend, or you can choose the next level up, which is placing your bolster under your armpits so that you're resting on the bolster, which can be lovely. The next height up is to rest on your forearms, and the next one above that is to rest on your forearms on the bolster. So pick the one that works for you. You're looking for a slight compression in the lower back, but one that is not too intense, uncomfortable, and definitely not painful. So, depending on how you feel, depending on what you've done for the day, pick the one that works for you. And when you're comfortable, you can allow your head to hang down if you want to stretch down your back, or you can just look straight ahead, rest your chin on your hands. Nice deep breaths in, long breaths out. Check that your bum muscles are relaxed, that all the muscles in your body are relaxed, that you're allowing your body to move down into the posture in its own time. We're stimulating the vertebra of our lower back, stimulating those cells to reinforce our bone structure, to reinforce the density of those vertebrae. And maybe depending on how high you are, you might even be getting a nice stretch down the front of your body. As we come into our last minute, you can choose to stay here if this posture is working for you. However, if you want to come into seal pose for the last minute, gently place your hands in front of your shoulders and start to lift yourself up. Make sure that your hands are not underneath your shoulders, that they are actually in front. Turn your fingers slightly outwards. Straighten your arms and come into seal pose, looking straight ahead. Again, you can release your head if you want that stretch in your back. Check that your bum muscles are relaxed. Very intense back bend. Breathe in nice and deeply, and this is where you might be feeling that stretch down the front of your body. And then exhale, bend the elbows, lower yourself down. Ooh, feel that relief in your back. Engage your belly muscles, lift your bum up. Toes come together, knees open if they need to, and bring your bum to your heels. Come into child's pose. Place your hands where they feel comfortable. They can stay in front, behind, between the legs, or underneath your forehead. On your next inhale, gently lift yourself up, rolling your spine one vertebra at a time. Come to sit on your heels and then drop your hips to one side, bringing your legs out in front of you. You've worked our spine in the first 3 directions, so now we're going to do from side to side. Place your bolster to one side, you won't be needing it. Straighten your legs out in front of you, make sure you're nice and centered on the mat. And then as you exhale, gently roll yourself down to the floor. Bring your arms above your head. Grab your elbows and we're going to come into Banana Asana. So we're going to start off by stretching out the left side. And we're going to move our torso first because that makes it easier. So to stretch out the left side, move your torso to the right, wiggle your shoulders, walk your shoulders to the right, until you start to feel a lovely stretch down the left side, the upper left side of your body. It can be really subtle. If you want to increase that stretch, you can straighten your arms and pull your left hand towards the right, or you can just grab the elbows if that's more comfortable. Once you're here, then move your right foot towards the right. And then follow it with the left foot. So your hips stay flat on the mat, that your hips stay in the center of the mat. And then your left foot, you can either place it next to your right foot, you can cross it over the top of your right foot, or you can cross your right foot over the left foot to keep them in place. Do what feels right for your body. You'll have a lovely stretch all the way down the left side of your body. Maybe it even reaches down into your ankles. And we're doing complete flexion of this bend of the spine towards the right, arching our entire body. With every inhale, feel your left lung pushing against your rib cage, intensifying that stretch. With every exhale, feel your body relaxing. All that tissue slowly lengthening. Both shoulders flat on the floor. Both your hips on the floor. Sometimes some of the most simple postures can be the ones that are the most beneficial. Keep your body quiet, your mind present. Coming into our last few breaths. And then on your next inhale, gently uncross your legs. Bring them back to center nice and slowly. And then walk your torso back to center as well. Take a moment to feel how your left side is now longer than your right. And when you're ready, walk your shoulders to the left until you feel that stretch in your right shoulder, your right rib cage. And then move your left foot left. And then follow it with your right foot, crossing it either over the top, underneath, lying it by its side. Feel that stretch in your body, that bend in your spine. Shift and wiggle at the beginning. If you start to feel tingling in your arms, bring them down below your heart. Tingling, pins and needles, is a sign that you're pinching a nerve. And although you may be able to work through it and stay here, if you continue to do so over a long period of time, you'll end up damaging that nerve, which could have unpleasant consequences. This is why in yoga it's so important And we repeat so often to listen to your body, because only you can know the limits of your body. Only you know what's happening on the inside. Focus on the breath. Feel the cool air rushing in through your nose as you breathe in. And feel how warm the air is as it rushes out. Coming into our last few breaths here. And on your next exhale, uncross your legs. Walk them back to center. And then shift your shoulders back to center as well. Release your arms. Feel that relief in your body. Hug your knees into your chest, around your spine. Counter posture for the twists, for the arching that we've done. And then bring your bolster up. We'll start off with the left side. So bring your bolster to your left side. Straighten your left leg out so that it's flat on the mat. Keep your right knee bent. Open your arms up into a cross, and as you exhale, roll onto your left hip, coming into a twist. You don't have to use the bolster here, but it's quite nice to have it supported. Make sure that your cushion, your bolster, is supporting both your knee and your ankle. You can shift the cushion as much as you need to get comfortable. And now we're coming into the second to last directional movement of the spine. We're doing the twists now. So depending on how your neck feels, you can either look straight up at the ceiling or you can look at your right hand. Coming into our first twist. Again, if it feels more comfortable, feel free to place your right hand, your left hand on your right knee, just to put a bit of weight there to help hold you into that twist, but don't push it down, don't grab it. Remember, we're not trying to contract anything. We are simply encouraging our body to stretch out and to lengthen. Coming into a twist, and you may have felt it as we bent the spine from side to side as well. All of these postures, as we're looking after the spine, we're also stimulating our digestive system. So maybe you can hear a lot of noise going on in your body. I certainly can. Just know this is very normal. There's nothing to be embarrassed about. On your next inhale, roll back to center. Bring your right leg down to the earth, bend the left leg, and very gently bring your cushion over onto your right side. Bend the left knee, open the arms into a cross again. Roll onto your right hip, and then place your lower left leg onto your bolster or your cushion, making sure the knee and the ankle are supported. Look at your left hand if it's comfortable. And you can place your right hand on top of your knee if it feels good, if it feels right. Maybe close your eyes now, preparing yourself for a final posture. Coming back to the breath. Focusing on all those internal sounds, those internal messages that are being sent to you. Feel the balance that you've created between both sides of your bodies. Bringing yourself back to center. When so often in our daily lives we favor only one side of our body. It's important that we remember and look after the other side. And it's also important that we give that dominant side a bit of a break. Try to understand what's happening within you. Try to feel the areas that are being stimulated. Stimulation doesn't always mean a stretch. Maybe you are feeling a stretch. Maybe it's in your hip. Maybe it's in the side of your body. Maybe it's in your shoulder. But what we're stimulating here is the spine. Inhale, come back to center, push your cushion away. Hug your knees into your body if you want, one last time. Close your eyes. And then exhale, straighten your legs out. Allow your toes to flop to either side. Have your legs spread wider than your hips. Bring your arms nice and wide by your sides, palms facing the sky. Take a nice deep inhale, and as you exhale, gently pull your chin down towards your chest, stretching out the back of your neck. Relax yourself and feel how now you come to rest on that space between the base of your skull and the back of your skull. And you're keeping that nice length in the back of your neck. One last time, lengthening our spine, creating space between the vertebrae, helping ourselves to grow taller and to grow stronger. Inhale deeply through the nose and exhale through the mouth. Feel your body sinking down into the earth. Hips, shoulders, and jaw are relaxed. Your awareness is in your third eye. You can feel the air moving in and out of you. You can feel your connection to the atmosphere around you. Stay here. Allow yourself to be aware in this moment of deep relaxation, to understand the present moment, to understand yourself. Allow your breath to lengthen. Gently wiggle your fingers, your toes. Maybe stretch your body out one last time with an inhale. And then as you exhale, roll onto one side of your body, supporting your head with your lower hand. Inhale to lift yourself back up, keeping your eyes closed, coming into comfortable seated position. Bring your hands to your knees, sit up nice and tall, shoulders over hips, ears over shoulders. Breathe in deeply one last time to lengthen your spine. And exhale again through the mouth. Bring your hands to your heart center and to your forehead. Bow down to the earth, thanking it for all that it gives us. And inhale to blink your eyes open. Namaste. I hope you've enjoyed this yin class and that you're feeling nice and tall, particularly if you've had a long day. And I'll see you again soon. Bye.